All right, what's up, YouTube? I am here on Twitch right now. It feels weird saying that because I've only heard other people saying it, but yeah, we're live on Twitch. So we've just been going over all these cameos and how we would fix them and make them, not necessarily like better or worse, but just we're fixing their play style and their gameplay to actually make the game more creative. Because let's be honest, this current meta, not that creative, is it? So. The first two cameos, actually, Janet and Darius, are the only... Actually, no, they're not. But they are some of the only cameos that I am keeping the same. I do think Janet is in a pretty good place right now. Janet is, she's notorious for all those throw combos with, characters like Lao, Ermac, Lee Mei, Scorpion, even. So she gives, like, a lot of characters throw combos. That's, like, her main thing. Some characters have, like, cool stuff with the stunt double. I don't think that needs any changes. I think her damage scaling now, it got heavily nerfed, but I don't think throw combos should be doing that much damage anyway, especially with her cooldown. So I think Janet's in like a good place right now. So we're keeping Janet exactly the same. Darius, a lot of characters, more characters than you'd think, like Ermac, Sub-Zero. I've heard earlier from chat, like Molina, Shang apparently has some good stuff. Darius worked with some characters. It's just people aren't willing to really be creative and explore the game. So you don't really see setups like that. I don't think he needs anything more though, because if you give him too much, he already has like all these hard to block setups and OTGs. Well, not OTGs. I'm thinking of Motaro, but like the ambush tornado kick thing. He has tools. He has plenty of tools. It's just a matter of people being willing to mess around with it and see what they can come up with. Serena, we're turning Serena into a zoning cameo. Say what you want about that. We have rushdown cameos. We have plenty of rushdown cameos. We don't have like a true zoning cameo really, except maybe like Sonya or Lao maybe. But we're turning Serena into a zoning cameo by making her straight projectile, her forward cameo, like pre-patch Lao cooldown. I'm talking like 2-3 seconds. So you can basically just spam this thing however much you want. The launcher stays the same. We don't need the launcher to be any faster because that's not like a zoning cameo. That's just I'm gonna spam launchers from full screen. This is not like we're not turning her into Reptile. She's not just gonna like throw out launchers from full screen repeatedly. No, we're making this a zoning cameo, but hopefully it's like because her back cameo still gives you like combos and stuff like that. It's not just a zoning cameo. So that's just a way of making her like stronger in this meta. Cyrax, I think this was another cameo that I think I didn't make any changes to. Cyrax, I think net taking meter, when they buffed net to make it take meter, I think they made it better for a lot of specific characters that can combo into it. Like Quan Chi, who else? Takeda, I'm trying to think. Like any character, Sindel, like any character with a lot of hit stun, Peacemaker, who can combo into the net. I think it's really good for them. And self-destruct setups and all that. I think that Cyrax is in a good place right now. So I think we're keeping Cyrax the way that he is. Kano, we're buffing Eye Laser. We're keeping everything else the same, but we're buffing Eye Laser. I don't even care how you buff it. Like minus 50, barely low profile is everything. It's slow. Like give it a purpose. Like other than that, he's fine. Sonya, I think this is another cameo. So actually more cameos than I thought. So far, that's 4 cameos that I don't think we're going to make any changes to. Sonya is getting buffed in the next patch. I'm recording this on August 30th. And the update obviously comes out in September. So we're going to see how strong that new bicycle kick move that she had in the sector trailer is. But I do think that she has synergy with like a lot of characters, so I think she's actually fine. Sector, all right, so Sector is like another one of those characters or cameos that only works or it works well and really shines with specific characters. So I don't know if we should necessarily change him, but I do think missile should be a little bit faster. It's currently 115 frames, I think. If we make that like 90 or 85 frames, that would just make it easier to combo off of. Frost needs some help. One suggestion that I gave is making her ice punches, the little flurry of punches that she does. It is a high, so I think making it plus 10 would be fair. Plus 10 on block, yeah, that's a lot of plus frames, but it gives her a reason to use that ice crash thing, her neutral cameo, that's plus 4 on block. It gives you a reason to use that and the ice punches. So the mix up there is, am I going to do plus 4 and it's a mid that you have to block with pushback, or am I going to do the plus 10 and then you can duck it and punish me, but it's a mind game. And then we're probably just going to buff all of her cooldowns, like all of them, on every single move that she has. We're going to make it like 25% faster, because there's no reason for her cooldowns to be that bad with no ambush. Snowflakes, though, I think Snowflakes, that's the only cooldown that I'm not going to change, because Snowflakes with certain characters, I can see why the cooldown is the way that it is, but that's another thing, like Cyrax's net and self-destruct. It's another thing that you'll only see with like a couple of characters, or like Darius. I'm a big fan of like these character-specific cameos, so I think that's the direction that I want to head in. So that's how we're going to change Frost. Jax, I think we're keeping him exactly the same. He already has 1100 health, ground pound setups, damage. I don't know what else you could want. He has lethal clap. I mean, solid cameo. He has the forward throw, which does 21% if you double lamp it. So yeah, Jax is we're keeping Jax the same. Chameleon, I think the nerfs that they gave her fixed the main problems. I still don't like Glaive being plus 3 on block, but that's just me. It can be plus 3, sure. It's not like it's a mix-up or anything. Like this girl right here, she has like plus on block overhead launcher, so we're not gonna get into that. So I think Chameleon's in a good place right now. I think Chameleon's been taken care of. I'm actually gonna go into the lab for this one, because these changes might be hard for me to describe. So I think I completely redid Ferra. So we're gonna start out by saying, or I guess I'll start off with a disclaimer. On hit, everything stays the same. For Ferris or Tor stance, everything stays exactly the same. So everything that I'm about to say does not apply on hit, if that makes sense. Now I'm gonna start on the block. So if you look at my button log right there, I inputted Tor stance into the overhead, which is stand 2, and it didn't come out because I pressed it too soon. I think there should be a longer window where you can't input a special move or like a stance move. So I think you should have to wait at least like 15 additional frames to do your move. So instead of doing something like this, you would have to do something like this. Huge difference, because you can like react to that. But the mix-up is, like, she still has this 9-frame grab that's like almost impossible to react to. So the mix-up is, oh, it also eats pokes. This grab, it eats pokes. So if you try to poke out of it, you're still gonna get grabbed. So the mix-up is, are you gonna neutral duck grab, and then I'm gonna go for mix? Also, we're making the low and the overhead the exact same speed at 17 frames. But you're gonna see why in a little bit. So if they read that you're gonna read the grab, they're gonna go for mix. And that's when you get mix. You don't get mix just from doing back 3 from like full screen. You get mix. Oh, also, like I said, none of this applies on hit. So Vortex characters can stay Vortex characters. We're not gonna change that. But yeah, so we make it to where you have to wait at least 15 seconds before doing any of these moves on block. So you can armor it, but then, you actually have to play around their resources, and you don't just, just do this every time. But yeah, so another thing that we're gonna do is make that +8. Give you a real reason to use it. Like, yeah, it catches jumps, but +3. But it's a mid. Like, it's a mid. You have a grab. You have an overhead. You have a low. Why are you gonna do this? If nothing else, you can just like wait for them to do that or something. Like, there's almost no reason to go for that. And this like can anti-air people, and you're just not gonna go for this realistically. So +8, that's enough to jail a stand 1. You know. What else? I'm trying to see what else did I... Oh yeah, this. So from that point right there, from when I just paused the game, you're able to do a low special, or sorry, just any move in general. That is when you're free to move with your main character. So if that makes sense, right here, I could do like a sweep or a low starter, and that would be like a true hard to block. What? So as soon as like you let go of her, you become your own character again, and you get to move freely. So you could grab people into that, you could sweep people into that, you could like do subs back 3. It would just be like a cool little setup tool, which I think is fair because remember, you have to wait 15 frames before you actually do a move. So it's not like you're just going to be setting this up willy-nilly. You just have to condition them to respect that with like, you know, the grab. And let's not forget, you can still move back and forth. So yeah, believe it or not, I think I just balanced Ferra without making the mix options punishable. This is still -2, this is still -10, which is like insanely hard to punish. And this grab is still a 9-frame grab. The only thing that I changed is when you can do it. On block, only on block. On hit, you can do it instantly. But on block, you have to wait 15 more frames. I think that's a fair way. Oh yeah, another thing, this move, whatever, like, it does what it has to. But no one's using that, let's be honest. Like when you have Ferra stance, you don't need anything else. So we're not even gonna change that move. If you did, you'd probably make it broke. So yeah, that's how I would change Ferra, make her a little bit more balanced. Hold on, YouTube, I gotta go ban this bot in my chat because somehow with all of my mods, none of them are here at the moment. Alright, that's done. Now, Stryker, we're gonna make his cooldowns 3 seconds faster on every move except close and far grenade. So close grenade is going to be, or yeah, close and far grenade are going to be like the same like 18, 19 second cooldown that they are, whatever it is. But his overhead and low, they're going to be 6 seconds, I think. And yeah, 6 seconds. And the pull, like his down cameo where he like arrests you, the Motaro thing kind of, where he like comes from behind the opponent. We're going to make that +8 on block, +8, and 9 second cooldown, which is less than whatever it is now. So we're also going to make both the low and the overhead +4. Technically, that's a nerf to the overhead, which is +6, but whatever. We're going to make them both +4 so that you won't like default to blocking one over the other. Because obviously they're going to like want to go for the one that's more plus. So to avoid all of that, I just decided it would be best to make them both like just as plus. But still not so plus that it's like, you know, you just get free offense and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of how I would change Stryker. I think the grenades stay exactly the way they are now. I think that's best. Scorpion is fine. I would just make that the damage over time move thing that he does cost half Kameo, or the cooldown, like make the cooldown less. Just make it to where it's not, because right now it's not worth it to go for the flame aura when you already have like double Kameo combos. If you were gonna do flame aura to get that much damage, just do a double Kameo combo and I guarantee you'll get more damage. So unless you're doing like a fatal blow combo, but even then, like sometimes it's just, usually it's not worth it to go for flame aura. So I think it should be like half Kameo or something like that. Sub Kameo, I don't think he needs any changes. I just think his Arctic armor should absorb an infinite amount of projectiles and not just 5. Chameleon's glow absorbs an infinite amount of projectiles, so I don't understand why this like doesn't. Lao Kameo, we're actually gonna keep him the same. There's not much to be said. He's been nerfed like patch after patch, and he's still a good Kameo, which tells you how strong he was to begin with. But I think right now he's in a pretty good spot. I don't think he needs any changes. Shujinko, the sad truth is, no one's gonna learn 29 matchups for a single cameo. Like, no one's gonna do that. Uh, he's not even like a bad cameo per se. He's just a lot of work, and I don't know if people are ever gonna be willing to put in that work. So, I mean, there are gonna be some people who decide to pick up Shujinko and learn all the stolen special moves and all that stuff, but the majority, the general public, is not going to want to put in all that work. So, as sad as it is, Shujinko will remain the least played cameo in the game, or at least one of the least played cameos in the game. And I'm not going to buff him to fix that because that would make him broke. What's up, Alto? You're actually in the middle of a YouTube recording, so you can say hi to YouTube if you want. If only I had chat on screen. I should have done that, but I didn't know that this was going to be a live stream to begin with. This was a KL stream, fun fact, YouTube. I booted up KL, and then I went to go lab Takeda for some reason. I forgot why, because that was 3 hours ago, and I've been in the lab ever since. And we're on stream, so yeah. Motaro doesn't need anything, because that teleport that he has, and the low shot, all of his special moves are just that good. He doesn't have a single bad special. They're all so good. The down cameo, the full cameo thing where he shoots 3 projectiles, that's a good ship out tool, a good way to get in with certain characters. And his plus 13 low shot, obviously, there's not much to say about that. It's plus 13 with no cooldown. He has reflect. This cameo is just real good. He doesn't need a nerf or a buff. And notice, we are, how many cameos in? 17 cameos in. I haven't nerfed a single cameo, except arguably Ferra, but then I gave her some buffs to mix it up a little bit so that she's good, but not in the rock, paper, scissors way that she's good right now. Goro, I think we're going to keep Goro the same except for the full when he spends the full cameo to do the new ambush moves that he's doing, regular punch walk into omelet toss or whatever it's called. Is that even what it's called? I think they called it that in the combat cast, but I don't think that's what it's actually called. But, when he's doing those, I think those should be a 24-second cooldown instead of, I think it's 30 to 32 or 36 or somewhere around there. I think it should be around 24, 25 seconds. I think that's fair. The rest of it can stay the same because Goro, he's scary with them ambush moves, especially with Tanya, Lao, Goro and all that. So I don't think... If you buff them the wrong way, you're going to make those characters that use Goro well a little bit too strong. So that's just how I see it. So I think we're going to keep the rest of his tool set the same. Tremor. Metallic could use a little bit of love, but I'm not sure how to buff it. I'm not going to lie. Metallic, it's the least used variation by far, but... it's kind of difficult to buff it, right? How would you buff it? Maybe in the comments, y'all let me know. I think Metallic could use a buff. I'm not sure how to go about it. So, I think Tremor, the only thing I would have buffed about Tremor is the cooldown, and they already did that. So, he's fine, in my opinion. I just don't know how I would buff Metallic. I do think I would, though. Just to give it a purpose, a reason to use any other variation besides Aftershock. Because Crystalline gets used sometimes for the armor. Sometimes you can use Reflect for slower projectiles Sub's Ice Ball, or not Sub's Ice Ball, but there are certain situations where I've seen people use Reflect. So Metallic is really just a resting variation for when you want to get back to Aftershock, and even then you could just go to Crystalline, so there's literally no reason to ever go to Metallic, and I don't like that, so I want to fix it, but y'all let me know how in the comments. Motaro, the last cameo. So Motaro, I think he's good, and I'm not just saying that because I main Motaro as a cameo, my main team is Mayvato. I don't think he is too strong or anything, but I don't think he's too weak or too strong. He just has some solid tools. So this is one of the only cameos. Well, actually, I said that in the beginning of the video, and then I realized I actually kept a lot of cameos the same. So I'm keeping Motaro the same. That leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, I think that was 8. So we're leaving 8 of the 20 cameos the same, but the other 20 are going to get changes. So all in all, I do think these are just my proposed changes. They could be bad changes. They could not work out, but that's just the way I see it. So, yeah, that's about it. So I think this is probably going to be like a longer video. I'm not even sure when I started recording this. I didn't have like a stopwatch set. So this is like a 20-minute video. Hopefully you stick around for the whole thing. I'm not even sure when I'm going to post this, but yeah, these are just my suggestions for, you know, how to fix the game in a way without making the characters like, you know, so layer 1 like Ferra is, or just stupid strong like Chameleon was day 1. That nice middle ground where you're actually like promoting creativity in the game. Because I think the Ferra changes, we kept the mix. Like I said, we kept the mix exactly the same to a certain extent. You just can't do it on block anymore. So like back 3 Ferra with Scorpion, that's not going to work anymore. You can like jump out or probably interrupt with certain characters. But you still get mix. You still get mix. It's just you have to work a little bit harder to get your mix, and it takes a little bit more like conditioning. And yeah, that's about it. So I don't have like an outro. I think I need a script and outro, but I'm just gonna cut to the outro music because yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in the outro. But yeah, future me, I think this is when you stop the YouTube video.